Okay, g'day guys, and we're back. The Random 6 here, better known as Ash, and or Ash better known as Random 6. But anyway, yeah, this is part 2 of the Jakks UFC Deluxe Action Figures Series 1 relaunch figures. Now, first thing I want to touch on here as I have the figures unboxed, the height difference was one thing I mentioned that I would like to see how it matches up once I actually have the figures side by side and outside the packaging. Uriah Faber, who I believe stands at 5'6", and Jon Jones, who stands at a staggering 6'4". Now there is a only slight difference. Uriah Faber is just sitting just above Jon Jones' shoulder. As you can see there, Uriah on the left, Jon Jones on the right, and I've got him holding the belt there in that little cool pose. Now, once again, that belt was the only accessory included with just this one figure, Jon Jones, in the series. So that was kind of disappointing. And in this series, we didn't see any Pride or UFC Legends figures. It was just all standard UFC current active roster of fighters like we see here. These are the only new guys that are introduced, so that's why I'm taking a look at these two first. Then I'll move on to my left and have a look at the new figures with their original figures. So yeah, that's because they're all repaints. And yeah, these two only being the only new ones. Now, just to get a closer look at these guys, Uriah, like I said, just a little bit shorter than Jon. There we go. That's the shorts, those Form athletic shorts. Kind of basic, you know, all black. Another thing too I wanted to touch on, I'll let you guys have a look at the back there. The gloves in this series, one thing you'll notice in the original figures, they actually had a type of tape on the gloves, like a color. Well, some of them did. They're either red or white or blue. Now there is no glove tape whatsoever. The entire glove is actually completely black. But on another note, the actual fists are exactly that. They're just fists. This is what I like to see, because there's been some fighters that, you know, have like a fist or an open palm hand, and you know, I guess it kind of works for some. But then there were other fighters who got released with both open palm hands, and you know, it looks kind of ridiculous considering these guys are fighters. The natural stance for a fighter, if you ever wanted to pose him, would be two closed fists. Now take a look at BJ Penn here. I've got him in the best fighting pose stance possible, and he kind of looks ridiculous. Looks like he's getting ready to compete in a jiu-jitsu match, you know, as a jiu-jitsu player, not a UFC fighter. So, you know, this guy is definitely a UFC legend and overall, well, MMA legend. So, you know, hopefully we won't see that happen anymore, because gone are the open palm fists. Okay, so I've already wasted too much time talking about these new guys of the series. I'll just give you a little quick spin of Jon Jones here, if he doesn't drop the belt. No, just fell on his shoulder. Anyway, there you see the back of his trunks there. Iron Bridge tools, and you can barely see it, but just on the back here says Jon Bones Jones, like that signature writing style of his. So looks really cool. I guess I should just move the camera up here and I'll show you. I don't know if we'll pick it up, but that is his tattoo there across his shoulder. And another tattoo here. You probably can't see nothing here. See if I can just turn him to the light. That's the tattoo he has on his ribcage. That's not really picking up much. But anyway, there's Jon Jones. Great figure, but head scan really looks more of Wesley Snipes, not Johnny Bones Jones. So let's see if I can do this without having any of these guys fall over. Okay, so anyway guys, there we go. Uriah Faber on the left, Jon Jones on the right. That's pretty much them completely covered. Now move on to the left here. Who we got? Rashad Evans. So there's the original figure on the left from Series 0, and now the new figure. So just so you guys didn't think I was racist about that comment I said about them being too dark, you know, Jon Jones and Rashad Evans. Well, Rashad Evans especially, that's the original figure, which I think perfectly covers Mr. Evans' complexion. This looks like if he was quite possibly born on the island of Fiji somewhere, catching a lot of rays of sun. So yeah, not too much like the original Rashad. But anyway, there's Cheick Kongo, as I mentioned. who I think had the darkest complexion of the series. Now, even you'll see here, this Cheick Kongo is not darker than him. He's actually just slightly a bit lighter, but not as light as the original one to the far left here. And yeah, so it's interesting there. Now, I do like this Evans a lot more, and I've got him and the other figures here on stands, so I won't have to worry about them falling. Now, I like the logos on the shorts, highly detailed as opposed to the previous figure. Big Muscle Farm logo on the back, tap out, Predatorian, Micro Attack, it's all there. Looks great, signature Richard. You know, despite the complexion, I've got to have that figure no matter what. It looks great. So yeah, that's Richard covered. Now, moving on to Clay Guida. Now, as you can see here, a very interesting thing, as I was talking about before, was the open palm fist. Clay Guida has his right fist clenched on the original figure and left fist open. So it kind of works, but for the most part, I'd like to see more figures like this here. And as you can tell, completely different body type. This definitely looks like a more lightweight fighter here, as he has a skinny body. But you know, Clay Guida, it does actually accurately represent Clay Guida. He has that new body sculpt which you've just seen on Uriah and previously on Frankie Edgar. And I mean, that is the body that he does have. So you know, regardless, I think they both kind of work. Maybe you could even say that would be you know, him if he dropped down to an even lighter weight class at featherweight, you know, which would be interesting. But yeah, that's Clay Guida. Now, once again, he was known for his original figure for having lots of, you know, logos, sponsor logos and stuff like that, so it's definitely no shortage here, as you can see. I'll just give you a quick little spin. Safe Auto, Iron Fist, DVS, the gun store in Las Vegas, which I can proudly say I visited and loved it. It was a hell of an experience. And the only other thing I probably might want to mention about this is the, see if I can bring him over here. Hopefully he doesn't fall. Okay, so the tattoos on these guys, I think side by side here will do justice. There's definitely a lot more detail in the original figure, whereas on the new figure it's actually kind of smudged and it's really dark. So whichever you prefer, I guess it all works. Here's the back tattoo here. Now his hair actually covers it. And see what I mean about the hair when I was talking about it? He's kind of got like some light streaks in it. It's not as dark as it used to be. That's it there. And here we go. Let's take a look at his tattoos. So yeah, that's Clay Guida. And finally, moving on to the champ himself, George Rush St Pierre. Get a look at that now. This is something to laugh at because, you know, for you know, the fan base that these Jakks UFC guys have, I mean, they're screaming, give us new figures, give us, you know, or if you're going to give us, you know, much of the same figures, then put them in interesting attires and make them look more different. This is definitely one of those things where it's like, okay, come on, we already had a GSP figure in blue trunks, and now we have the same thing again in slightly darker blue trunks. But interesting, I'm saying interesting a lot. Oh well, I do that in these videos. It's hard to be natural, you know. Anyway, the thing with George St Pierre here is he actually has a new head sculpt, and I think I did mention it in the previous video. It's more accurate. Definitely, the eyes are more squinty. They're not as, you know, cartoonish here on this figure. So, you know, get a look there, even from the side, from that angle there, perfectly captures it. And this is the original one. Kind of looks more like Eminem, I think. Especially for that fade haircut, like an 8 Mile or something. So yeah, the shorts are pretty much exactly the same, or as Mike Goldberg would say, near identical. I've referenced that twice now. Let's see if I can move his hand here. Here's the GSP logo, gspfightclub.com, Rush, George Rush St Pierre logo once again. And you know, if anything, the two tattoos that he has here, this one and the one on the back of the leg here, they're pretty much just much of the same. Just he tried to lightly paint these things on, but you know, there it is, looking nice and bold. Perfectly accurately represents George St Pierre. So best figure to date of him, regardless, even if he is in very similar trunks, and it might seem like a waste. So anyway, there we go. There's that. We've covered the whole lot, guys. I hope for the whole 3 or 4 people I have that are watching this that they did enjoy it. Hopefully I can get a like here and there, because that would let me know that, you know, you guys are enjoying these videos. And, oh, there we go. I should probably shut up now. I would have so made it. I would have made the whole entire video without any of these guys falling. Oh well, I tried. I think it was a solid effort. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Look out for more videos. I got some more UFC figure video stuff coming up. This is quite possibly the nerdiest stuff I've ever done, but whatever, I don't care. I'm having fun doing it, and hopefully, yeah, someone out there is having fun watching. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Once again, take care. Have a great day. See ya.